Hey, what's up everybody? It's Books and Diamonds here. If this is your first time hearing my voice, consider yourself lucky because hopefully this is better than the first recording I did. And those of you who are here from that, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. One of the things I hate most in the world is listening to my voice on recording, but two of the things I love most in the world are books and diamond painting. And I love talking about the things that I love, so here we are. The last video I made, according to my account, was about 2 years ago. Some things are definitely different. One of them being I'm in a completely different place now. I have my own house instead of an apartment. Hallelujah. So much better lighting. And yeah, just a lot of other changes. So what else was I doing 2 years ago? Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. So, I have not posted a video in a hot minute. I was gonna do another one, but then the next book that I read, I severely hated, which I know I was gonna talk about books, whether I liked them or didn't like them, and that would just make it more fun. I get that. But also, I really didn't want the first one that I did to be a book that I despised, which I did. If any of y'all have read The Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen, I was incredibly disappointed in that. I loved An Anonymous Girl. That was such a good book. But, yeah, this was definitely not it for me. So, that was very disappointing. But, yeah, and then I have not really been in the place to be able to do it. But I figured, why not give it another shot? So here we are. So the book that I'm talking about today, I actually love, so that's a good start. That means hopefully I can talk better about this one than I could the last one. But yeah. And also, the diamond painting that I'm working on is for my cousin, for her baby's nursery, and I can't show you all of it because I fear that I'll get copyrighted, and I'm not about to have anybody from Warner Brothers knocking on my door. Not that they would, but, you know, so to speak. And also, I do not want to promote the author that brought this franchise into the world. So that alone should tell you what this is. Also, because you can kind of see part of the lettering at the top. So that's the diamond painting we're working on. The book we're working on, talking about, is Happiness Falls by Angie Kim. Even though, hopefully you already knew that based off of what will be the title of this video. But still, good to just, you know, get it out there. So Happiness Falls by Angie Kim is, in my opinion, an absolutely phenomenal book for several reasons. But first, I'll tell you more about what the book is about. This book is not a brand new release. I think it came out maybe last year, maybe the year before, but I'm thinking 2023. And this book is about a Korean-American family. And so the family dynamics, there is a mom, a dad, two twins who are in college, and I think they're 20 years old, John and Mia, and then a 14-year-old boy named Eugene. And Eugene has autism, along with what they call Angelman syndrome, I think is how she pronounced it. And so he basically looks like he's smiling and happy all the time, regardless of what is really going on. And he also is non-speaking. And the reason I say non-speaking is because of a plot that's very important in this book, which is one of the reasons why it's such a standout for me. So, basically, Dad and Eugene are going out, presumably to therapy, like they usually do, or go to the park and work on things for his therapy. And Eugene ends up coming back without Dad. And it's very strange because he, according to his older sister Mia is running like he does not usually run. And she's very excited about this. And then until he knocks her over coming into the house, and then he's just extra distressed throughout the rest of that day. And the reason why, we find out, is because the dad never came back with Eugene. So the dad of the family is missing. And the only person who knows, or could possibly know, about what happened to him is Eugene. But the issue is that Eugene can't talk. So that it's a mystery, and it's a family drama, and there's also other things that create more complications in this. Like, this takes place during COVID, and with Eugene being the only one there, they're trying to eliminate the possibility that he was involved. And so there's a lot going on in this book. There are a lot of moving parts. And one of the reasons that I love this book so much is definitely because of the autism and disability rep. And also because it's very nerdy. And that's the highest compliment. It's very nerdy. The point of view that we get is from the daughter, Mia. And Mia is somebody who has an over-elongated explanation for everything. So she has footnotes in the bottom of the book, and they range from things about language to science to just random family facts. And that may turn some people off, but I loved it. And the dad was working on something called the happiness quotient, which basically is a lot of science talk and studies about happiness and how we keep and maintain happiness and how we can grow happiness. And those of you who watched or remembered my intro video know that I am a counselor by profession. So that was absolutely like candy for me. Like, I absolutely loved that. All of the talk about the studies, and then talking about different psychology things, like the recency effect, the confirmation bias. As soon as I read that, I was hooked from there on out. I was loving it. So, if you don't like footnotes and you don't want to learn information about happiness and language and things like that, maybe not the best choice, but I devoured this. And there is a lot about language in here because Mia's mom is a doctor and she studied language. And so there's a lot about like how language does not necessarily equate to intelligence, especially since it's a Korean American family, like I said. And Mia and John moved from Seoul to, also I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, probably it's just Seoul, I don't know, and they moved to America whenever they were, I think, 12 or 13. So they struggled with that a lot, especially Mia, because Mia, although Mia and John are twins, Mia's characteristics are much more reminiscent and much she has much stronger Korean look at her than her brother does. So there's a lot of commentary about that, which is awesome. And yeah, like I said, the autism rep and just disability rep in general is fantastic in this book. The mystery was there. Like, very rarely do I get a mystery where I feel like I'm constantly on the edge of my seat. Eventually, like, some books end up being boring. They end up having lulls some of the way through. But once this mystery got started, and once they started figuring out new information about Dad, and the lawyers and everything, honestly, I was hooked. I could not put it down. It seemed like there was something at the end of every chapter that gripped me, and I haven't had that in a long time. So between the mystery and the family dynamics, and oh my gosh, I had to tell you guys about the family dynamics because they are insane. The way that this story is told, it really feels like you can you can walk into their house and you can see when they're having their family traditions and when they have their inside jokes and when they watch this movie for this family member's birthday and some of their worst memories as a family. Like, you get to see it all, and this story is just very wild and emotional. And if I didn't have what I'd love to call tearstipation, that's what I call it, because it's like, constipation, except I can't cry. So, yeah, if not for that, I would have cried at this book a couple different times. Now, the ending is a little bit open-ended, which I know some people don't like, but I think really, really works for this story. It feels like it makes the most sense. But this book will have you sitting and questioning your life and wondering about what really did happen. And with a book like this, there's not really too much else that I can say without giving anything away. I fell in love with these characters. I laughed with them. I cried with them, so to speak, because of, the tearstipation issue. And I celebrated with them. And I don't think I have given a 5-star out this easily in a long time. It's a really, truly special book, and it deserves all the praise. Oh, and if any of you happen to follow me on Fable, and you have seen this book in my currently reading list for several months, no, you haven't. I deny it. Look, I got back into reading on my Kindle recently, and I've just been devouring all the little short romances, okay? I'm sorry, but I will not make this mistake again. Like, this was probably one of my best books of the year. No, it was one of my best books of the year so far. So, that is about all I have for this video. So, I'm gonna keep working on this and probably start another book soon. So, I probably won't do a video on that because it's part of a series and I haven't done the rest of the series. But, yeah. Unless you happen to want me to reread all of them and do the whole series, I can. But, yeah, probably not. So, thanks for watching. Have an awesome time with whatever you're doing, wherever you're doing it. And happy reading!